tonight in Irish basketball, the Super League National Cup Finals. It's set to be a fantastic night of sport, with the UL Eagles defending their title against Port Gosh Neptune at 8:45 in the men's decider. But first we've got the women's game. The UL Huskies are taking on Team Montenotte Hotel Cork as they too aim to defend their title. Hello and welcome to the arena in Tala. It's a sold-out event. The crowds are piling in, and I'm joined by Conor Meany of UCD Marion. Hello Conor, welcome. Conor, we've got an all-Munster affair here in both the men's and the women's, but we'll start with the women's. What can we expect from these two teams tonight?
Oh, this is going to be a great game. We have the two top teams in the country coming together. They're 1 and 2 in the league at the moment. They both have one loss, and I think everything's just built up to be a really, really great game. There's a lot of stars on show, both teams. Probably the two headline names would be Rachel van der Wal for UL and Niamh Dwyer for Glanmire. So Rachel, most people would know her because she played in the Olympics for Great Britain during the summer, so she's a phenomenal player. And on the other side is probably Ireland's best player, well, definitely Ireland's best player at the moment, but one of the best players we've developed in a long time. That's Niamh Dwyer, so it's going to be a great game.
Earlier in the season, Glanmire, they upset the order a little bit by defeating UL at the end of their 44-game run. Do you think that result will come into play any bit tonight?
No, I don't think it. I think in a weird way it's probably going to help both teams, and what I mean by that is that for UL, James Weldon, the coach, is probably going to have a lot more focus in the last month. They kind of know now that Glanmire can beat them, so they're going to be ready to go. For Glanmire, on the other hand, they now know we can definitely beat them, so they're going to come out ready tonight, are kind of full of confidence. So it should be, again, it's going to be really, really interesting.
You mentioned James Weldon there as well, but there's also Andrea Congreaves. They're both very experienced coaches. Do you think there's any advantage on any of the sides?
I think they both have kind of traits that are going to play to their advantage. James knows Irish basketball so well, so he's been in this event, he's been in the arena before, so he knows exactly what's going on. On the other side, Andrea Congreaves is a phenomenal, her CV is astounding. She's played in the WNBA, she's the first British player ever to be drafted there. She's played in EuroLeague games, so she's used to the big occasion, so I'm sure she's going to have the Glanmire girls ready to go as well.
And also UL, they have Rachel van der Wal, who also has a lot of experience. I know they stopped her all right in the last game. What do you think they can do tonight to stop her?
Yeah, from the people I talked to about the game down in UL, they managed to kind of limit her shooting percentage, so she only shot about 30%, and she also turned the ball over a couple of times. So it's going to be up to Andrea Congreaves somehow to put together a game plan that's going to be able to turn over UL and limit their shooting percentage again.
Thanks, Conor. Coming up after the break, we'll have all the action from the Women's Super League National Cup Final. What's it like playing in front of big crowds like
Sorry for that.
Welcome back to the arena. I'm joined by Secretary General of Basketball Ireland, Bernard O'Byrne, and Secretary General of FIBA Europe, Camille Novak. Bernard, what's it like here having Camille and the support of FIBA Europe here tonight?
Well, it's fantastically important for us. You know, there's a large number of federations in FIBA, and for them to make the effort to come to us here tonight is just wonderful.
Camille, you're watching the girls warm up there. What's your first impression of basketball in Ireland so far?
Well, it's my first time I've been here in Ireland. Of course, I did my homework, and after I've been appointed as the Secretary General, I got a report about all the federations. About some federations I knew more, about some I knew less, but I'm pretty clear in the picture how the federation has been working since the last couple of years, and I'm aware about the whole situation, and I'm happy that Ireland is back on the European level 2030, so I'm happy for that, and I really see a progress here.
It's all starting out there now, and you're a former champion. Cork International. What's it like playing in packed out stadiums in front of big crowds with atmospheres like this?
This is great. I mean, the gym is still not full, and you see that we cannot even hear each other. And I expect a full gym for the men's game, and it's always nice for the sport when you see full stadium, full gym. And me as a player, it was always a pleasure to play when it was loud and crowded. So I'm happy that tonight we will have a great games and great support of the spectators.
And we're over to Will Downey on commentary.
Marie, thank you. Hello everybody. It's deep as January, it's deep as Tala, and it's a full house. It must be Cup Finals night. UL Huskies against Team Montenotte Hotel Cork in this Nivea Women's Super League final. This the starting five for the holders Limerick. Louise Galvin, Rachel Clancy, Michelle Fahey, ex-Glanmire, Rachel van der Vol, an Olympian in 2012, and Aoife McDermott. Team Hotel Montenotte from Glanmire have won the Cup twice in their history, 07 and 09. And they're starting five: Anya McKenna, Niamh Dwyer, Gráinne Dwyer, Marie Breen, and Tomica Bacic, the Croat, who has had such a marvellous season. But the Dwyer sisters aiming to continue their wonderful scoring campaign. 20.8 points per game for Niamh Dwyer, 17.3 for Gráinne. It is Anya McKenna, Niamh Dwyer, Gráinne Dwyer, Marie Breen, and Tomica Bacic, the starting five for Glanmire tonight. Let's get some sideline opinions just before the tip-off.
It's all about to start now, Conor. If you were to call it, who would you say?
I've been going back and forth on this all day trying to decide who's going to win. I'm going to go with Glanmire. I just think they have a lot of different range of scores between the Dwyer sisters and the new Croatian girl Bacic. I think they had a great performance and were slightly more challenged in the semi-final, so I think they're ready to take this, and they also haven't won it in a couple of years, so I'd say they're definitely going to be hungry for it.
UL are defending champions. Do you think that will have any?
Pardon?
UL are defending champions. Do you think that will come into play at all?
Yeah, I'm not counting out UL at all here. This is going to be won by a basket or two. UL are unbelievable champions, and they've got the likes of Michelle Fahey, Louise Galvin, Rachel van der Vol. They're not going to lay down and give away their title, so this is going to be a great battle.
Sounds like it's going to be a great game. It's up to Will in commentary.
National Arena at its ear-splitting best as always. Well, they faced off in the Super League final last season, and UL took that by a 12-point margin, as they did when they met in the semi-finals last season, before trouncing DC Mercy in the Cup final 12 months ago, 64 points to 27. UL have had the better record. They are more trophy laden over the past decade: 5 Super Leagues and 4 Cups. Glanmire, 4 Super Leagues and 2 Cups. And Breda Dick, the coach of Ulster Rockets, even in this day and age, it's the Cup, the Cup, the Cup.
The Cup, it's really the big one, and there's some great players here tonight. The likes of Michelle Fahey, number 9 for UL, Super League Player of the Year 2012, and MVP in the Cup last year. Looking forward to seeing her tonight.
Well, she holds the captaincy alongside Kathy Grant. Kathy doesn't start, not in the starting 5, but Michelle Fahey is. And on the Glanmire bench, what experience from the taller of those in shot there, Andrea Congreaves, former England and Britain international, WNBA star. What experience to bring to Leaside for this season.
Yes, first British woman signed for the WNBA. I would love to see her here tonight with her boots on. She has some record.
Exceptional player she was, but when you reach the end of your playing career and your coaching, there's just so much experience and wisdom you want to give out, I guess.
Absolutely.
And she's got loads.
Yes, and you can see the difference on this side already tonight. They've brought in a fitness coach. She's made a lot of changes, and one of her best areas was her shooting. She won many awards for in her shooting career, and again, Team Montenotte are a fantastic shooting team.
Well, they are the top 2 in the table. UL, coached by James Weldon, top of the pile. They have a record of 11-1. They played one game more than Glanmire, who are in second place, a record of 10-1, and that one loss for the UL Huskies this season, Breda, coming against this lot in picture now. And what a battle it was Christmas week.
Absolutely. UL were 16 up at the half, and Team Montenotte came back and won the game by 13, and they were without Amanda O'Regan for that game. I think in one way that'll have helped UL tonight, because the pressure of keeping an unbeaten record can be tough on a team like that, but it'll be a very, very interesting match here tonight.
2 minutes before tip-off. Whether you can lip read or not, what's being said?
She's really speaking to them there about covering certain players like Van der Waal, the importance of good defence and being patient on offence and doing the simple things well.
Well, she played here very early in her career, did Andrea Congreve, before heading off to the WNBA. International for Britain against Ireland. And even at the end of her playing career, still won 2 national cups, 2 leagues with the Ronda Rebels. And looking to keep that winning feeling going in the Irish game too. We're just about ready to roll. You've heard the national anthem from Lillian Goulding, the final announcement made by John McHale. UL Huskies, they've gone under the Huskies banner this season. Previously UL Auchinish, the men are the Eagles, and they are in blue and gold tonight. Glanmire, Team Montenotte Hotel are in the white and blue and are looking for glory and are looking for their first cup since 2009 after recent disappointments. Referees Tom Quinn, Maurice Thornhill, Pori Caden. We're about to go the 30th Women's Super League Cup Final, sponsored by Nivea 2013, and it's on! Touchdown quickly by Aoife McDermott. UL moving it on inside towards Rachel Van der Waal, and what a start that is for Limerick. The holders already in front through one of their most talismanic figures in Rachel Van der Waal. Here goes Anya McKenna back up for Glanmire through Niamh Dwyer. Wonderful experience she's got now, both home and abroad. The attempt missed by Anya McKenna up against the rim, and a chance for Limerick to push up again. The Huskies support inside. Louise Galvin has pushed it up yet again towards Michelle Fahy, ex-Glanmire, as indeed is Catherine Fahy, who starts on the bench tonight for UL. All the way long for Anya McKenna, went for it, missed it again. 2 long tries from her, both against the rim. Attempts here Rachel Clancy, and that's going in from Aoife McDermott.
Unbelievable score there from Aoife McDermott. Must say, one of my favourite players. Really strong on the boards and just very strong when she goes down the centre there.
A couple of early misses from Glanmire so far, but maybe Tomica Bacic, who's had such a wonderful season since coming from Croatia, gets them off the mark. Just graduated from Iona, which is where Rachel Van der Waal came through. Glanmire off the mark, 4 points to 2. Bacic is averaging 23 points per game and an awful lot of rebounds too. Nigh on a dozen, 11.3. Great score. Louise Galvin, 2 for her, 6-2. UL Huskies lead. Good early intensity in this time.
UL have set up the 1-3-1 zone there, and it's really, really strong. Quite difficult. They're very, very good at intercepting the ball there.
Into the paint and quickly out of it again. And Louise Galvin just managed to intercede. Marie Breen, all 5'11" of her. She's averaging almost 9.4 rebounds a game, and the long attempt came from her, but it just went beyond this time. Rachel Van der Waal, long, and in by Aoife McDermott. All the way home, 8 points to 2. The Huskies baring their teeth already.
UL were so fast down that floor, and Glanmire need to make sure to close down the shooters.
Gráinne Dwyer went for it from a long way out, but off the rim, rebounded down towards Marie Breen, not for long, picked up by Rachel Clancy for UL, moving it on. This is Van der Waal. In the paint is Rachel Clancy, waiting in the hands of Aoife McDermott. Clancy came back out again. Good solid start this is by the Huskies so far. Louise Galvin back towards Van der Waal again. Tries for three, goes long, doesn't get it off the rim. Rebounded away, touched back by Batchich. And on the ground is Anya McKenna. And that'll be the first foul of the night. Displeasure from the Shannon side coach. And the first foul of the night goes against Aoife McDermott. 7 1/4 remaining in the first quarter at the arena, as it now officially is titled these days. Anya McKenna switched inside well. This is Gráinne Dwyer inside the paint. Needs this to go home, and it has, and that's her first score of the night, and it's 8 points to 4, and they've cut off the run of Husky scoring.
That's an excellent drive there by Gráinne Dwyer. Very, very strong. UL need to close her down, not to give her the gaps there.
8 points to 4. Anya McKenna taking it easy for Glanmire. Batchich going for it. Would have been 2. Just stepped inside the three-point line, but fizzed away. So many opportunities they've had, and they're not putting them away, Glanmire, Breda.
No, definitely not. And now Niamh Dwyer is starting to move up and put pressure on Van der Waal. Niamh is one excellent defender.
Aoife McDermott, take your time through Van der Waal again.
It's a foul on Tamidza.
And that is her first of the night. First offence, played in the European Under-16 Championships 9 years ago. And in the States, MAAC regular season runner-up in 2010. She's got form, but so do UL, and that's a superb score by Louise Galvin. Went for 2. This is Batchich. Galvin now on 4 points tonight. Glanmire trying to get themselves back in and make it very much a tit-for-tat opening, and they're doing that. It's a brilliant long strike which has gone in all the way from Gráinne Dwyer. It is 2 points she's been given. She's got 4 of Glanmire's 6 so far. Now it's Michelle Fahy, who won pretty much the lot with Glanmire and played it inside in the paint to Rachel Van der Waal, who was under the basket but failed to put it away. They need more accuracy, Glanmire, and they're getting it now. That is 2 for Anya McKenna, her first score of the night, and 2 points is what's between them now. It's 10 points to 8.
UL cannot give those Team Montenotte are great shooters, a great shooting team, so cannot give them the space there. Must not collapse off them tonight.
Louise Galvin in for Rachel Van der Waal, and this is Michelle Fahy finding Batchich. Very close company into the paint. Good pass. Van der Waal tried to put it away, but it just came off the bottom of the backboard. Away by Anya McKenna. Absolutely screaming for it was Niamh Dwyer, but instead it's inside the paint, and the attempt for Marie Breen, who was fouled in the process. Opportunities as Marie Breen strolls across. Beautiful ball all the way, but Anya McKenna had the try, couldn't get it home. It's picked up by Panita Batchich again. Goes back towards Anya McKenna, steps outside, thought about the 3. Travelling violation. 2 points it is, still in favour of UL Huskies against Glanmire, who've had some tremendous opportunities, and their conversion rate not so hot so far, Breda.
No, definitely not. Glanmire are starting to step up here, and UL are starting to miss some easy shots. Van der Waal has cut twice to the basket and missed both, so
it was very tight between them at Christmas time, and Glanmire got the better of Limerick on that occasion by 75 points to 62-13 between them, and UL had led quite strongly in that. This is Marie Breen who has to go. She's missed. Rebound time. Gráinne Dwyer gets it home. Gráinne Dwyer has now scored 6 points tonight, and we are all square for the first time this evening. Since the first point of the night, it is 10-all deep in this first quarter. Louise Galvin bringing it away, was co-captain last season along with Rachel Van der Waal on the way to their tremendous double success, the men's and women's double going to UL. That's been put home by Michelle Fahy, her first points of the night. Huskies weren't caught level for long. They've managed to get the lead again, 12-10.
Good defense.
Breen twice over, inside, just below from Team Bacic. Couldn't get the conversion. But we'll have the chance to now. That's given against Rachel van der Wal, her first foul of the night. One against her, one against Aoife McDermott. 2 attempts from the free throw line from Team Bacic. The 25-year-old Croat, successful with her first. Second attempt to tie it up at 12-all with 3:34 to go in this first quarter. 12 points all it is, and well, they've been needing those to go in.
We just saw Tamicha there score 2 free throws. She is the leading scorer in the Ladies Super League at the moment, averaging 23 points a game.
Average is very high with Glanmire. Second in that list is Niamh Dwyer on 20.8. Also high up Gráinne Dwyer with 17.3. Rachel van der Wal above that, 19.2. They're in the top 5 scorers in the Super League this season, but everybody else in the league below. Bacic rebounds away, very good rebound claim by Gráinne Dwyer, take it all the way up. Aoife McDermott got her hand in the way. Catherine Fahey on and having the foul called against her. Her first of the night, to the free throw line again. Gráinne Dwyer, 6 points so far in this final, and it stays that way. Little supporting tap in the back from Team Bacic. Time for composure now. Gráinne Dwyer, second time a charm, and for the very first time tonight, Glanmire lead by 13 points to 12, but for how long? Rachel Clancy switched inside with Catherine Fahey. This is Rachel van der Wal inside towards Michelle Fahey, and Michelle Fahey in to score, and they lead again. She's gone 4 points now, and Glanmire didn't have the advantage for long. 14 points to 13, and now the game can get into full swing. Niamh Dwyer tried to locate Marie Breen, but it surrounded, gathered well by Michelle Fahey. Here goes Rachel van der Wal, stopped by the whistle.
And you can just see here, UL are starting to use Michelle Fahey inside. That's what they need to do. They need to draw the players out and feed it in there. Michelle Fahey probably considered to be the best Irish player in the last 10 years. Quite unstoppable inside.
And there was a foul there called on Gráinne Dwyer. And Loretta Maher has just been brought in for the time being for UL, and she's on the ball now. Released to Rachel Clancy. Clancy has the pop and scores. 3-point lead it is for UL Huskies now. Very, very good score indeed. Rachel Clancy, her first of the night, 16 points to 13. They've kept their noses in front bar one time. Back out towards Anya McKenna, who has the try off the rim, and it's gathered on the rebound by Loretta Maher, is making a good impact. It's going all the way through to Rachel Clancy, and she scored.
Again, UL are first down the floor there. Really fast team. They're also putting up a great 1-3-1 defense here. Really forcing. They're switching it up each time they come down the court. They're going from 1-3-1 to a 2-3. So it's keeping Glanmire on their toes.
Has the makings of a superb final attempt. Underarm from Gráinne Dwyer, close, not enough, no cigar. Catherine Fahey has the try. It's all going good for UL now. And Catherine Fahey, 2 points to her, the former Glanmire under-20 captain. They lead by 7 points in the final 90 seconds of this opening quarter. Niamh Dwyer looking to change all that. Out for Anya McKenna, being closely marked by Rachel Clancy. Dwyer again. Anya McKenna has the pop, and it was speculative, and it looked like Loretta Maher was coming in on her. Rachel Clancy also. 14 fouls now against UL, and we've got a timeout on the way here also. 14 fouls for the Huskies, 2 Glanmire. Timeout time, first of the encounter. What would you say at this stage, particularly if you're Glanmire, for example?
Well, I'd be saying to drive at them a lot more, because if they're on 14 fouls, after the next foul, Glanmire will be on the free throw line every time. Also, just against their 1-3-1 offense, they just need to move the ball much faster to get the open shots.
The urging of Andrea Congreves. Charlotte Sting and Orlando Magic. During a time in the WNBA, James Weldon, 7 years at St. Paul's, Killarney. The words delivered by Andrea Congreves. Let's see what words she will have for us.
Anything differently?
No, I'll just get back on defense a little bit more, but other than that, we're fine.
Thanks.
Not many then. From the free throw line, Anya McKenna with the first. Refused to go in. 15 international caps at under 16 and under 18 level for Ireland. Managed to get the second one anyway, and it's cut the run of scoring for the time being from UL Huskies. It's 20 points to 14, and that most recent foul, by the way, was put against number 5 Rachel Clancy, so they're on 14 fouls, and they've got the steal here through Catherine Fahy. Fahy inside the paint, beautiful ball to Michelle Fahy. Had the chance of the shot, instead it's Van der Waal. Another miss. Loretta Marr wouldn't get there. Gathered by Amanda O'Regan, who is now on and who's played that one long. Anya McKenna, short up for Tamica Bacic. McKenna yet again. That was just outside of the three. It's the first of the night. Superb score by Tamica Bacic, wearing double three. Scores the first three of the night, and not the last. Well, tremendous score that was, and it's given Glanmire extra prospect, especially as they managed to win the ball back, but the attempt from wide near the baseline was missed by Gráinne Dwyer. It's been taken up by Van der Waal. Shot clock is out of the equation now, 8 seconds left in this first quarter. Michelle Fahy taking her time inside for Van der Waal, and it will be a 5-point lead, 22-17 at the end of this first quarter. It's Huskies 22, Glanmire 17 at the end of the first quarter. Working now. UL Huskies 22, Montenotte Glanmire 17 at the end of the first quarter in the 2013 Nivea Women's Super League Cup Final. And right across the board, UL scoring well. Rachel Clancy with 6 points, 4 each for Louise Galvin, Michelle Fahy, Rachel Van der Waal and Aoife McDermott. And for Glanmire, 7 points each for Gráinne Dwyer and Tamica Bacic, 3 for Anya McKenna. Into the second quarter we go then, and the field goal percentage for Glanmire not good in the first half, 35%. For Huskies it was 58. They find themselves 5 points clear, and it will stay 5 points clear early in this second quarter. Rebound gathered by Niamh Dwyer. This is Anya McKenna taking her time. Amanda O'Regan couldn't get there and is tracking back. It's all about defense for her now. Attempt was decent by Michelle Fahy, but missed. Here goes Niamh Dwyer, plundering her way through. Came off one of those Limerick legs, and it will be a Glanmire ball from the sideline. Gráinne Dwyer, the sister, younger by 2, 30 international appearances for Ireland, and that's brilliant! Fantastic score from a long way out. It's 2 points, 22-19. Glanmire down by 3, and there were threats early on of them maybe in danger of being flooded in the very early exchanges, but they managed to come back. Not a bad attempt that by Michelle Fahey. Couldn't see anything, couldn't see the backboard or the rim, but went for it anyhow and almost scored. The attempt by Niamh Dwyer still yet to score in this final. Only 3 players have found the target for Glanmire. 9 for Gráinne Dwyer, 10 to Tamita Bacic, and 3 from Anya McKenna. Whereas Huskies have had 6 different scorers. They've spread it around very impressively. This is Rachel Clancy, their top scorer, with 6 inside, but not in by Aoife McDermott. Post player, Ireland under 16, under 18. They're starting to miss a few too. Glanmire's conversion rate, though, is just not good enough.
It's an excellent fast break there by UL. Another great score by Rachel Clancy. And I noticed Sarah McGorry's getting ready. That's UL's American girl to come into this game.
Well, she's got 8 points, by the way, so far now, has Rachel Clancy, and a couple of good scores there were too. 5 points between them, and here she comes on now wearing number 44, Sarah McGorry, an American from Pennsylvania. Keep your eyes open for her, because she's been one of the sensations of the season. Her first in Irish basketball, 22-year-old who scored 16 points against the Wildcats in the semi-finals. This is she. Her parents have come all the way across the Atlantic to see her in this cup final tonight. Stolen by Anya McKenna. Here she comes on the charge. Up for Gráinne Dwyer. Dwyer all the way. 3 between them now. Gráinne Dwyer, I'll make it up to 11 points now, is having an absolutely storming night, and in terms of the scoring, at least from her, it's single-handed, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely, and that's a great shot from Van der Waal, but
no joy, and it almost hit the cheerleaders in the back, rebounded away off the rim and trundled out. 7:30 to go before half-time. And Glanmire with a very poor conversion rate, which is only about 40% now, but still in the hunt at least.
Absolutely, and you know, both teams are getting tired, so this is where they need to pick off the good shots here.
Rachel Clancy, the first of the game, by the way, to hit double figures. She is now on 10 points. Sent in by Amanda O'Regan, who's had success in so many different fields, both indoors and outdoors. Holding called, and it looks to be against Louise Galvin. And that's how it's been called. Sent back in again towards Amanda O'Regan. This is Tamita Bacic. Anya McKenna inside, and Gráinne Dwyer about to go to work.
It's a great drive by Gráinne Dwyer, absolutely great.
It's the second team foul of this second quarter, and it's a second foul against Aoife McDermott, so must beware. 24 points to 21. The score was not registered, whistle long gone. Held across by Gráinne Dwyer. Looking towards Amanda O'Regan. Gráinne Dwyer again receiving from her sister and scoring an absolutely stonking effort. It's all square at 24 all, and Gráinne Dwyer, 14 points for her. Glanmire needed inspiration, they're getting it. 2 of the last 4 scores have been 3-pointers, and it's tied up at 24 all, and it is really bubbling up now.
UL are using their screens very well here to get the open shots. They're just not hitting at the moment. That's a great score by Sarah McGorry.
And that is her off the mark in major Irish Cup finals. 26 points to 24, but how long will the lead remain? Maybe a few more seconds, and the final touch just past the baseline came from Gráinne Dwyer. Sarah McGorry graduated 2 years ago from the University of Lafayette College, currently doing a Masters in UL on a scholarship through the Sport Changes Life organisation. And this is she again. Every time you mention her name, she gets on the ball, releases it out, but no assist for Rachel Clancy this time, as Clancy had the attempt and missed. Here's Anya McKenna. Again, Glanmire making good advantage, and only 2 down. The attempt coming in from Niamh Dwyer, and down.
And it's the second foul on Rachel Clancy, on Rachel van der Wal.
Two fouls on her, 2 also on Aoife McDermott, 1 each on Louise Galvin, Rachel Clancy and Catherine Fahy. Third team foul against them in this second quarter. 2 shots on the free throw line for a previously pointless Niamh Dwyer, but she's got 1 to her name now. And this to tie it up again. 26-all. Well, she's off the mark in terms of scores. She's averaging 20.8 points per game this season in the Super League. But aiming for glory in the cup yet again, which is what Michelle Fahy achieved so often, not just in the blue of Limerick, but also at Glanmire. She scored there. She's now up to 6 points, and it's 28-26, and the Huskies lead again. Super ebb and flow in this Women's Cup final for 2013. In towards the paint again. Good reach by Marie Breen to claim she maybe had a little bit of daylight. It's out again towards Mando O'Regan, and it wouldn't go home, and they ran the shot clock down. This is Rachel van der Wal back on court and back scoring. She's got 6 now. It's a 4-point lead, and every time she comes on the scene and raises her game, the Huskies do the same.
UL playing this 1-3-1, they need to close out the gaps there. They're, you know, Glanmire are giving cross-court passes and getting open shots just like that.
Batchis inside towards Amanda O'Regan. Well, that happened at halftime in an NBA game a couple of weeks ago. Remember the crowd shooting for $10,000, got it all the way, and it ended up there. Not sure if they gave him the money. That is the money shot right there. Now, who's tall enough? Come on, we've got loads of 6-footers on either side. Here comes a man with a very long stick. Whose job is done. Well, look, you got your second to stardom. Just 14 minutes, 59 seconds short. If you're a bit quicker, it would have been your job. And here we go again. Louise Galvin bringing it away. UL with the advantage by 4 points, 4:48 to go. Full house, as you always get on Cup final night, sold out a week ago. Lots of families had a lot of difficulty in trying to see their offspring play in this Cup final, but managed to wrangle tickets in the end. This is Gráinne Dwyer. Good leap by sister Niamh to try and keep that in play, and almost set up a score from close on the baseline from Tamica Batchich. Quality player, you can see why. She's absolutely roasted defenses up and down the country. Rebound chance missed this time by McCorry, who's done very much the same as Batchich, both being sensational additions to the Women's Super League. Now Gráinne Dwyer goes for 2, doesn't get it. Squad Romania from both at the moment. It remains a 4-point game. UL biding their time with Michelle Fahy. Van der Wal tries what would have just about been a 3-point attempt. 33% of the scoring attempts from Glanmire have gone in. It's 48% from the Huskies, so pretty much half of the UL ones successful. Only a third for Glanmire. The scoring, to be honest, Breda, hasn't really improved from Glanmire in terms of their scoring rate.
No, and they're taking very quick shots. They need to just take some more time on the offense and take a better shot. For UL, Sarah McGarry coming in on the boards on offense especially is doing a great job. She's picked up the last couple of rebounds. She's really making a difference in there.
17 rebounds claimed by Glanmire so far, 14 for UL. 2 steals each, 3 turnovers each. Points in the paint, mainly Huskies 12 to Glanmire's 8 so far. And no single successful 3-point attempt from the Huskies so far. They've had 5 tries. Glanmire have had 10, scored 2, 20% conversion rate. So what does that tell you?
Well, it's cup final day. Nerves get the better of people, and I think we're just seeing that. I'd say as the game progresses, we will see those threes starting to drop.
4 points, 3:49 to go in this second quarter, ahead of halftime. The trophy that they all want. 4 times UL Huskies have claimed it: 03, 04, 06 and 2012. Glanmar in 07 and 09. And when Andrea Congreves was taking the job, they said, well, we want you to be successful, but you have to win the cup. Second foul against Louise Galvin, the Huskies number 4, by the way, as they try and reclaim all 4 titles, men and women, league and cup, achieved last season uniquely. Temitsa Bacic for Anya McKenna. Back inside, the attempt by Marie Breen. No joy, but it will be a white ball all the same.
Grania Dwyer is just such a main player on this Glanmar team here tonight, picking off great passes.
Here's Niamh Dwyer, has the go, player of the month for December. Couldn't get the rebound, which was claimed by Sarah McGorry. And the American newbie in terms of the Irish game started it, and it's been finished by Michelle Fahy. Up to 8 points now. The lead is 6, and it's been quite a while, quite a few minutes since Glanmar actually scored. Had been all square at 26 all, but the last 6 points coming for the holders, going under the name of the Huskies for the first season. Long by Rachel Clancy. Van der Waal into the paint. Foul called, looked to be against Grania Dwyer, which would be her second. And is. She is irresistible, Rachel Van der Waal. Once she starts gliding in, well, it's only foul means that can stop her, really.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tremendous player. But Glanmar need to be careful here. They need to just slow down, stop taking the pressurized shots. This is not like them. They're normally much more composed on offense.
So another timeout. The urging of Andrea Congreves succeeded Cormac O'Donoghue, who did a sterling job for the One campaign last season. Working hard to get the message through. The message being, what would you be shouting at them?
About slowing it down, taking your time. They're doing good defense out there. It's just to get the offensive game. Once they start hitting, then their confidence will really come up.
They had a 13-point win over the Huskies Christmas week in Limerick, which was a key result. Lost by 12 points in the Super League final in March. Lost by 12 points semi-final weekend last season. Limerick won all the key games last season against Glanmar. But that win for Christmas ended Limerick's tremendous winning run of 45-odd games in a row, which took in all of last season's successes. Van der Waal has missed her first. She's got her second. She's up to 7 points. They are wonderfully spreading the scoring round.
UL have just switched up to a full court man-to-man pressure. Glanmar are very good at break pressing. I think they will do a good job here.
Rachel Clancy has the rebound. Glorious pass across by Van der Waal to Rachel Clancy. Goes for another score. And rebound picked up by Michelle Fahy. Comes back out towards Louise Galvin yet again, who's got Van der Waal beaving around inside the paint, then outside. And now on the ball, received it from Michelle Fahy. Van der Waal went for it, missed it. Chance to add to her tally. Chance to get a point away from double figures, but she was close. She was mightily close. Mando O'Regan, short for Temitsa Bacic. Close range, good chance of the score, didn't get it though.
That was a great move to the basket there by Temitsa.
Van der Waal bringing it on again. 110 seconds left before half-time. Van der Waal holding it up, covered by Niamh Dwyer. Bacic came across, Van der Waal goes for 3 and almost got it. Well, that really would have been a major sucker punch from a Glanmire point of view. Would have made it a 10-point game. 7's bad enough. Worth reminding you that the Huskies are still on 14 fouls for this second quarter. And Montenotte Glanmire just the one. Niamh Dwyer all the way across for Anya McKenna again. Now Amanda O'Regan. McKenna has a look. Down to 5 seconds on the shot clock and had to come as a 3-point try, which didn't go in from Amanda O'Regan. And they've let that clock tick down quite a lot in the first half so far of this 2013 Cup final. Michelle Fahy, what a block. Tamisa Bacic all the way up. Niamh Dwyer, home! 4 points to Niamh Dwyer, her first field goal of the night. It could have been a 10-point game. Instead, it's a 5-point game.
And Niamh Dwyer's putting a lot of pressure here. Niamh, one of the best defenders in the games, put a lot of pressure on Van der Waal.
Michelle Fahy, and look at that unmarked. Rachel Clancy must score, didn't score. The easy ones are normally the most difficult to put away. Why is that? Anya McKenna received from Marie Breen. Breen again had the try, and the covering of Michelle Fahy was enough. Was there a hand up there though? Remains a 5-point game. Nobody really in foul trouble so far. 3 players and 2 fouls from a Limerick point of view, and only Gráinne Dwyer in trouble from a Glanmire vantage point as we approach half-time. Probably one more play left after Huskies have their attempt if they get one. Here's Rachel Van der Waal, covered again by Niamh Dwyer. That is a titanic battle, one of the battles of the night, travelling by Michelle Fahy. Well, there's 10 seconds left for Glanmire to cut this down to a 3-point game or better.
Okay, this full court pressure by UL. Glanmire are breaking it easy enough. So,
well, they went for the 3-point shot. Oh, Niamh Dwyer! How about that? 3 points right on half-time. Right on half-time. She beat the buzzer, and it's a 2-point game. Huskies 33, Glanmire 21. 31.
Ladies and gentlemen, half-time game is about to start on the opening contestants on the court.
roundup of all the action on the Irish basketball scene. Later tonight we're showing a 1-hour documentary, We've Got Game, exploring the rise of Irish basketball during the 1980s. Welcome back. I'm joined by Conor Meany and Dave Mahidi. Conor, we're having a look at the stats here. Any of them that stand out to you?
Well, one of the key stats so far in the first half is the three-point field goal percentage for Montenotte. They only shot 25%. A lot of those were early shots in the first couple of offenses in the game where when they kind of came out a little bit nervous, they shot a lot of early three-pointers, which kind of opens up the UL fast break, so that was kind of important.
Dave, you're very welcome.
Thank you very
You're the head of sports down in UL. It must be great to see your two teams here going for the double-double again.
Oh, it's incredible. I get to do my hobby as my job, so it's great. But it's really nerve-wracking. This is only the first half of the first game. Can you imagine having to sit through the two games where I'm sitting?
And what does it mean for your sports programme down in UL to have these teams?
It's huge for the sports programme. I mean, we consider ourselves a sports university in Ireland, and you know, to see teams challenging at senior level in basketball and in the other sports is a great buzz. But it's about the programme, it's about everyone taking part and seeing the kids here today supporting them.
And Conor, we were watching the game there and we saw that Niamh Dwyer started to come into her own towards the end. How important is she going to play?
She's absolutely huge. You saw after she hit the three there just before the end of the half that she threw her hands up into the sky kind of finally. She was kind of relieved. She barely hit a shot in the first half, so she was getting kind of frustrated, but then in the last minute she managed to get a fast break layup which settled her down, and then she hit the big three. She averages about 20 points a game. She's the leading scorer in the country, so it's going to be crucial if Montenotte are going to win for her to get more involved.
We've seen Rachel Vanderwall as well hasn't been as effective as she usually is. Is this part of Glanmore's game plan?
Yeah, I'd say she has been as effective as she usually is. The big thing about it is that they have a big three in terms of offense. They have Michelle Fahey, Rachel Clancy and Rachel Vanderwall, and between them they've got 8 points and 7 points, so they're spreading the scoring between the big three scorers, and Rachel's getting them all involved in scoring herself, so that's really important for UL.
And Dave, if you were to you've been watching the game as well, how do you think it's been going for your team?
Yeah, well, I thought we were doing well. There was some sickener at half time just at the three-pointer, and that's, as you know, a psychological one. It can really hurt more than just the 3 points, but here's hoping second half we do the same thing.
We'll have more after the break.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks for that. Good stuff. Well done.
Welcome back to the Women's Super League National Cup Finals. We've a 2-point game, Conor, and the last time that these two sides met, you were ahead at the half-time mark, but Glanmire ran out winners. Do you think that's going to be the case again?
For the sake of my prediction, which I said at the start of the game, I kind of hope so. I'd say Glanmire traditionally being a second half team, they're able to push on. So now if they get Niamh Dwyer going like she did at the end of the first half for the whole second half and keep Gráinne Dwyer going, I still think they have every chance to upset UL.
And why do you think they've been finding it hard at the first half?
It was just, I think, nerves in the first half early on is what caused some of the issues. Now they're settled into the game, so I'd say it's going to be easier in the second half, hopefully, for them.
Thanks very much, and back to Will in commentary.
33 points to 31 as the UL Huskies lead at half-time over Glanmire Montenotte. The Huskies scorers, Rachel Clancy and Michelle Fahy, 8 points each. 7 for Rachel van der Walt, 4 each for Louise Galvin and Aoife McDermott. 2 for Catherine Fahy and Sarah McGorry. And from a Glanmire point of view, 14 points for Gráinne Dwyer. Sensational so far. 7 from Niamh Dwyer, 7 from Temitza Babcic, and 3 for Anya McKenna. In terms of field goals, 41% to 31% is the Huskies' advantage so far. They've had no successful 3-point scores so far, the Huskies, but Glanmire have converted 3 of their 12. Rebounds 20 all. Turnovers, Huskies 5, Glanmire 4. 3 steals each. And it's been a full week of Schools Cup finals as well. Ida and Joseph Abbeyfield won the under-19A girls. They beat Holy Faith Clontarf 59-42 in the final. Presentation, Ballyfahan and Portmana Community College won the under-19B and under-19C respectively. And Christ King Cork won the under-16A girls final. They beat Mercy Mount Hawk of Tralee in their final 35-21. The B and C finals at under-16 won by Glanmire Community School and Pobbleskull Inver Kenmare. St Patrick's Academy Dungannon played 2 finals, lost 2 finals. Who's going to win this one? We are underway again. 33 to 31 the lead for UL Huskies, the holders in the 30th.
UL are back in their 1-3-1 formation. Glanmire need to pass the ball around here. Oh, pressure chop by Gráinne Dwyer.
Well, she scored 14 points already, which has been an exceptional tally to date. 21 points between the sisters, and Gráinne Dwyer went into this in terms of league action, averaging 17.3 points per game anyway. Almost reached that mark by half-time here.
That's right.
Michelle Fahy in the paint beneath the basket, didn't get the attempt. Vanderbilt's tried the 3, rebounds away. They still have not scored a 3-pointer so far in this final, the Huskies. Brought in by Temitza Babcic. Babcic has the try, scores it, and she'll have the attempt for one as well.
Great drive by Babcic there, and she also gets the bonus point here. Great start for Glanmire.
Well, she worked that one very, very well. Waded in, goes to the free throw line, and the foul has been given against Michelle Fahy. That's her first of the night. So Babcic gets the 2, and this for the added point. She's on 9. Can't get into double figures, so there's only one player. We've just revised, gone through all the scoring at half-time. There's only one player who's hit double figures in terms of point scoring so far, and that is Gráinne Dwyer. Rachel Clancy close on 8. Also Michelle Fahy with that tally. And Temitza Babcic now on 9. All square, 33 apiece. Team foul each also. 1 given against Niamh Dwyer, her first of the night, but nobody really in foul trouble yet in this 2013 final. Michelle Fahy inside the paint, had the chance to turn, but instead plays it back to Van der Wal. Had the attempt, couldn't score it.
It's a great rebound by Temitza. She's doing great defense on Michelle Fahy at the start of the second half.
Babcic working hard. It's in the grasp of Gráinne Dwyer, who's having a magnificent final so far. And she tried to pick out her sister, but what a steal that was! Brilliant steal by Rachel Clancy. Van der Wal has the chance for 2 and gets it, and they punish Glanmire there. Limerick lead again by 35 to 33. It all went right for them.
That was a great option there by Van der Wal. She just took her time and popped that shot comfortably.
Calmness personified. Here goes Niamh Dwyer, has the try, would have been for 3, and and it bobbled and it bounced, but it wouldn't go home and it wouldn't give Glanmire the lead. Remains a 2-point advantage for UL Huskies. You would not want to bet your house on this one at this stage. Niamh Dwyer given away again. Big turnover. Rachel Clancy. They scored from the last. Clancy back to Louise Galvin, and this is Michelle Fahey who scores. Well, they have shipped 4 points very, very cheaply of Glanmire. It's 37-33. It's in the grasp of Anya McKenna. McKenna short for Niamh Dwyer. Dwyer has the try. Off the rim, no joy. Rebound came to Michelle Fahey, rebounding very well tonight. Van der Waal bringing it on. Van der Waal into the paint. Here we go. In by Aoife McDermott. She's scored 6 points now tonight, and it's 39 points to 33. And this is happening very, very quickly indeed. Back for Niamh Dwyer. Dwyer having a look around inside for Marie Breen. And again a turnover. Look at that, easy as you like. Michelle Fahey back to Van der Waal and in by Van der Waal. 11 points, and Michelle Fahey was pretty much doing that with her eyes closed.
And Lamar called the timeout here. Andrea needs to talk to the girls, get them to settle down again. Need to watch their passing. They've turned over a couple of balls there. They just need to be much more patient.
It's noisy here, but you can still hear the Glanmire coach, Andrea Congreaves. 5 points. Win in the end, by the way, for Pobbleskull, Inver, Ken Mayer over Colchester, Earl Monaghan in the 16 Seagulls final, and the other finalists, Mount Anvil, who were beaten in the under-19 Seagulls.
UL are such a great team in transition. With Van der Waal at the point, the other girls just down that court, and she's feeding off the ball well, just like she did to McDermott a couple of seconds ago.
Passions run high in cup finals. You may have heard some strong language. Apologies for that, but no apology for this wonderful skill.
Now UL are going full court press.
Well, that was absolutely glorious. That is a highlights reel for the year right there. This is Niamh Dwyer. Goes to the hands of Marie Breen and then off the foot of Michelle Fahey. So that's a Glanmire ball. 8-point game, and since they tied it up with the successful 2-point shot from Bacic right at the start of this third quarter, all the scores have been from the Huskies. Bacic here.
Van der Waal's giving good.
Niamh Dwyer, McKenna again, moving it well. Here's the try from long range again, but just missed by Liana O'Shea. It was Amanda O'Regan with that effort and knocked an advertising hoarding over in the process. It's come all the way up. The attempt missed by Rachel Clancy. It's brought away by Niamh Dwyer. Dwyer inside the paint and missed it, and the rebound's claimed again by Clancy. And she too, like Michelle Fahey, rebounding fantastically well. Van der Waal inside. Here's Rachel Clancy. And Clancy on the deck, no ball with her. She's on the back, managed to win the ball back. This is Van der Waal now.
It's great patience.
Seconds on the shot clock.
Great patience by Michelle Fahey there, just setting it back out to Van der Waal to set it up again. Taking their time here.
Here goes Louise Galvin, has the try off the side of the backboard, and it's taken away here by Marie Breen. Breen trying to go all the way.
That is Van der Waal's third foul.
Now in foul trouble, pressed to hit 3 fouls in this final. Second team foul against Limerick in this third quarter. 1 against Montenotte Glanmire. This could be a bit of bother. They'll keep her on court for the moment. Shots on the free throw line coming here from Marie Breen. Still yet to score in this final. She's averaging 9 rebounds per game in the Super League this season. This for a 7-point game, and she's got that. She's off the mark in terms of scoring, and it shores up the run of Huskies scoring 8 points without reply, but at least there is a reply now. Van der Waal still being closely man-marked by Niamh Dwyer, but she's going through all the way to score. It's a 9-point game, and Van der Waal has scored 13. Another star turn from the 2012 Olympian.
They are now doubling. They're doubling up on Tamitsa to close her down there. A lot of pressure on her.
Coming on now is Catherine Fahy for the Huskies in place of Rachel Fahy.
And Gráinne Dwyer is back into the game.
On for Mary Breen. This is Anya McKenna. So it's a 9-point game. And revenge for Christmas and the ending of that really long run. The attempt in by Gráinne Dwyer. And that's their second successful field goal of the second half. But speaking of James Weldon, the Huskies coach before the game, he was saying, well, it's always good eventually when you lose a long record, a long run like that, because you don't really want to come into a cup final, into a major game. It would have been their 50th game of the winning streak going into this game if they'd not lost at Christmas time. Maybe it was just as well for them that they lost, and obviously good for Glanmire that they won also.
And Gráinne Dwyer has just picked up her third foul.
This is Louise Galvin switching again with Catherine Fahy, so she's the first player.
Great move by Aoife.
Oh, it's in, brilliant! Well, that's a tremendous score, and she's knocked a tally up. McDermott now up to 8 points. It's 45 points to 36. It's been a good scoring final so far. Bacic, the Croat, tries to wade her way through, was hauled back. Looks to be Rachel Clancy's second foul. Third on Aoife McDermott now. And back comes the American Sarah McGorry, who comes on for the time being for Aoife McDermott to the free throw line, and Tamitsa Bacic. 9 points so far. This to go into double figures in the cup final, and she has. 8-point game. Glanmire still with hope, still with a quarter and a half. And enough calmness. They've managed to turn around worse deficits than this against Limerick so far this season. It's a 7-point game, 45 to 38. Bacic now has 11 points.
Glanmire are still putting up that full court pressure. Van der Waals just taking control of the game here.
Van der Waal played it short. This is Louise Galvin through Sarah McGorry. Then by Catherine Fahy. Now this is Van der Waal again, and it rolls and it rumbles and is picked up by Catherine Fahy, and the shot clock is run down. Good defense that time from Glanmire. Van der Waal in her 4th season with the UL Huskies. Previously Dunamore, Iona, Boston University. She's been around and good success. 2 cups with Dunamore, and then the double with the pre-Huskies last season. Here she goes again. Van der Waal goes for the score. Good try, just missed out. This a fantastic evocative venue, as was the Olympic basketball stadium she was playing in last summer. Niamh Dwyer wading her way in, and that will be hers. Off the bench for the Huskies now is Rachel Clancy. That is a 3rd foul now against Louise Galvin. So Huskies have 3 players on 3 fouls in this 3rd quarter, and for Glanmire just so far Gráinne Dwyer with the 3 fouls to her name. Bacic gets another 2 points. She's on 13 now, and they need to get their main movers moving. She's doing it. She's got 13 points. Gráinne Dwyer is 16. It is a 5-point game. Here's the attempt by Rachel Clancy from near the baseline. Couldn't get it home, but it will still be a blue ball.
UL need to be careful here with Bacic. She's starting to really penetrate their defense. Really, really strong when she goes to that basket. UL have an end line possession here. It's great defense by Bacic.
Done it again. Amanda O'Regan sends it up. Here goes Gráinne Dwyer. It's out towards Anya McKenna. Had the thought of a 3-point try, which is what Amanda O'Regan went for. Just bounced away. So much success, Camogie. 4 All-Ireland titles. Captain in 09. 3 Ashburn Cups. PE teacher as well. Perfect CV. Wants to win the cup again here. Catherine Fahy for the Huskies, played it out towards Van der Waal, but another rebound. In went Michelle Fahy, just denied. Here's the chance to sail through. Anya McKenna coming for Glanmire. Here, offensive foul, and that called against McKenna will only be her 1st foul of the game. Well, that's wading through, certainly. He's captain for the last 3 successful intervarsities for UCC. 2 cups, 3 leagues, under 20 cup as well. Timeout called, 2:48 to go. Huskies lead by 5. They're keeping their noses in front.
Yes, that was just frustration on Anya's part there. But Glanmar are playing good defense there, and they just need to keep running at this UL side.
Well, it has been a thrilling quarter so far, and it started really well for UL, but Glanmar then claw themselves back into it. Van der Waal is making things happen for the Huskies here. Calm when she needs to be. And look at this. Thank you very much.
James Weldon, the coach of UL, he's been with the club since 2009, and in his 2nd season he won the league, and the following season league and cup. Always keeps his composure. He's an excellent coach. He's also coach of the women's under-18 Irish team.
Well, that over the head, reverse pass by Michelle Fahy. There you go, thank you very much. Catherine Fahy on the deck, she's up. Niamh Dwyer also, who clattered into her. Bit of rib holding, played inside of the paint to Michelle Fahy.
It's great defense by Niamh Dwyer.
Non-contact sport, but don't you believe a word of that. Restarting from the baseline, it is a Huskies ball. Catherine Fahy here for Rachel Clancy and Sarah McGorry inside.
UL look for that angle all the time. They look to feed into the low post, and the low post then drop step and hopefully a basket.
First foul of the night against Marie Breen. 4 team fouls each, so from here on in, a foul brings us to the free throw line in this quarter. Bring it on, Groningen Dwyer was fouled there, and it was taken up by Rachel Van der Waal, and James Weldon is hopping mad, literally hopping mad. So we go to the free throw line. That's the 5th foul in this quarter against the Huskies, and it's a 2nd call against Catherine Fahy in this final. 3 players on 3 fouls, 1 on 2. Nothing really much to worry about so far, but to the free throw line we go. Groningen Dwyer, 16 points so far in this final, and you can make that 17 now. Stepping up for the big occasion to make a bigger name for herself. 2 out of 2, 18 points for her now. It's a 3-point game. It's 45-42. Switch is coming. Back on is Aoife McDermott in place of Sarah McGorry. Now this is Rachel Van der Waal using the bench a lot, the Huskies so far, arguably a lot more than Glanmar are doing. It's picked up here by Marie Breen, who's back on, releases it quickly, but...
That was a great steal there by Tamitza. UL are really stepping up on the defense here, Glanmar stepping up the defense here, really putting UL under pressure.
Rachel Clancy with most rebounds for the Huskies so far with 6. Marie Breen for Glanmar with 7. Groningen Dwyer with 6. She's having a tremendous game. Well, she could be on the way to a double. Having a great time. Van der Waal again. 5-point game. Van der Waal now up to 15, and it's 47-42. The right names are coming up at the right time, saved from going backcourt by Anya McKenna. 100 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. 3-point attempt by Niamh Dwyer. 1 or 2 of those have gone in, but most of them have not. Rebound taken away by Catherine Fahy. Hasn't been a single 3-pointer yet for the Huskies in this game. Comes out, maybe that'll change now. Catherine Fahy rebounds out, her feet were outside, but the ball didn't go in anyway. Rebound, 8th for Groningen Dwyer. Could bring it all the way, inside to the paint, and it's Kamicha Bacic, and Bacic gets it home and gets the foul as well.
That was a superb pass by Groningen Dwyer and a great finish by Bacic.
And she will have another attempt from the free throw line, and it is a 3rd foul against Catherine Fahy. And that is now 4 players on 3 fouls in the 3rd quarter for the Huskies. Bacic misses. It's a 3-point game now, and they got the rebound. Bacic, well, she missed the one, she could get the two, she doesn't. The rebound is claimed by Rachel Clancy with a chance to bring it away. Just about 60 seconds left. 47-44 is the Huskies lead. Not for long. Out on two. Michelle Fahy has now scored 12 points. And they might not have scored a single three-pointer yet in the game. They don't need to. They are in the lead. They've had 8 three-point attempts and they've all been missed. This is Niamh Dwyer. Needs the two here. Misses off the rim. Backboard previous to that. Rebound claimed by Louise Galvin. Here's Van der Wal. Support from Rachel Clancy. Into the final 30 seconds of this third quarter. It's in for Aoife McDermott. McDermott has to try, doesn't get there. Rebound claimed by Rachel Clancy, like an absolute steamroller. Nothing, nobody was going to get in her way. Out it has gone. Sitting it out for the moment is Amanda O'Regan, but we'll see her back in now. Amanda O'Regan replacing Gráinne Dwyer. That's the situation, that's all you need to know.
26 seconds left on the clock, and there's 21 seconds.
21 on the shot clock. This is Rachel Clancy. Clancy for Van der Wal. Holding it up. 14 left on the shot clock. Van der Wal with Niamh Dwyer alongside yet again. Van der Wal. Rachel Clancy. She drew them all away, and Rachel Clancy scores, and that's a superb two-pointer from Rachel Clancy. She is now in double figures. She scored 10 points. It's a 7-point game. Rebound taken up. There won't be time for a buzzer beater. So with the final quarter to go in the Women's Cup final, Huskies 51, Glanmire 44.
It's getting good now.
The 2013 Nivea Women's Super League Cup Final, UL Huskies 51, Glanmire, Team Montenotte Hotel 44. It's the rivalry of the moment in women's basketball. 7 points it may be, but I gotta tell you, Breda Dick, you wouldn't want to call the winner by this stage with 10 minutes to go.
I certainly wouldn't. It's an absolutely super game, and just watching players like Gráinne Dwyer out there on the floor tonight, I think anything could happen.
Gráinne Dwyer has scored 18, 8 rebounds. Bacic has scored 15. Niamh Dwyer 7 from a Glanmire point of view. While for the Huskies, Van der Wal 15 points. Michelle Fahy 12. Rachel Clancy 10. We're on again. 10 minutes to go. 7 between them. Well, last year's cup final was a bit of a blowout in the end. This is not. Van der Wal, it's in there! Van der Wal scores again, and what a start to this final quarter. 17 points for Van der Wal, and it's 53-44.
And it's that combination of Van der Wal and Michelle Fahy, unbelievable together. Michelle Fahy just knows where she moves every time.
Niamh Dwyer, and if they needed extra impetus and an extra gear or fight, they need it now. Glanmire, Bacic has to try, didn't get it home. Rebound claimed, opportunity for Marie Breen to get it back into play. Past the baseline, no joy, no misses. That's what's mandatory for Glanmire from now on.
Absolutely.
30% they're down to in the field goal conversion, Glanmire. 45% for the Huskies. 51-44, the thumping victories for UL over Brunel. 95-51 in the quarterfinals. 85-46 against the good old Wildcats in the semis. Wildcats currently 4th in the Super League table, and they ran the shot clock down. Time violation. Meanwhile, Glanmire thumped Meteors in the quarterfinals, 85-38. 19-point win over DCU Mercy in the semi-finals. Brought on by Anya McKenna. Up here towards Tamicha Bacic. Now here goes Niamh Dwyer. Dwyer along, here goes the opportunity and the try and the miss. No success at all, the effort from Anya McKenna. And McKenna scored 3 points in this cup final. Normally averages about 6 anyway, so she's halfway there with 8.5 minutes to play. Taken up by Rachel van der Wal. Short for Michelle Fahey.
There she goes again.
Van der Wal, here we go. And there it didn't go. Rebound taken by Temitza Bacic.
They've run that same little move about 4 times in the game. Van der Wal hits Michelle Fahey and cuts off the screen.
Bacic playing it short, and here goes the try, but it's missed that time again by Anya McKenna, and it'll be taken up and away by Van der Wal once again. 8 minutes to go, 9 points between them, and it's the UL Huskies who have the advantage in what's been another thrilling week. Van der Wal is thrilling us all tonight. It's a really good rebound claim by Amanda O'Regan, taking it away. Here goes Niamh Dwyer, underneath, but missed horribly. Oh, good chance for Bacic, just couldn't get it home. Remains a 9-point game with 7.25 to go. That's the first foul of the final quarter, and it's the first foul against Amanda O'Regan, the All-Ireland Camogie winner with Cork and multi-title winner with Glanmire. First team foul of the final quarter against Glanmire, 7:40 to go. This is Van der Wal bringing it on and past Mary Breen.
Gráinne Dwyer's back in the game for Amanda O'Regan.
Van der Wal, wonderwall, superstar, leads by 11. 19 points to Rachel van der Wal in the night that matters most. But there's a brilliant response immediately from Breen, and the scoring is hitting high-octane stuff now. Breen is now up to 3 points. It's the first field goal of the night, 55-46. 7 minutes to go, and there's the steal by Anya McKenna. McKenna all the way. McKenna puts it home. It's a 7-point game with 7 minutes to go.
Exactly what Glanmire needed. They're into a full court press here.
Louise Galvin bringing it on. Michelle Fahey in closest support. 6:30 to go. 7-point margin is nothing at this stage. But maybe Rachel Clancy can add to it. She had the chance just inside the 3-point line, but no. Joyce brought away by Marie Breen here into the paint. Breen for Bacic. No. Final touch came up Michelle Fahey. That's a white ball.
Bacic just unfortunate there with that shot. Absolutely super player. Really finds the gaps there on the offense.
Out to Niamh Dwyer. Bacic had the positioning for a 3-point shot.
It's going to be Aoife McDermott's 4th foul.
Well, she's got the foul in her favour, Bacic. Teachering McDermott, 4 fouls now. And she's going to sit down for the time being, and back on comes Sarah McGorry. 16 points in the semi-final against WIT. 2 in the final, but personal stats matter very little. It's the metal at the end of the night that is all important. Here's Temitza Bacic into the crowd. Aim for Anya McKenna, just aimed at Mike too far.
It's good defense, good pressure defense by UL there, forcing Glanmire to put that ball out of play.
Timeout called. Under 19 girls winners this week. The A, Eden Yosef Abbeyfield. B, the presentation, Ballyfahan. C, Portmina Community College. And in the under 16 girls, the A going to Christ King Cork, the B to Glanmire Community School, C to Pobbleskull Inverkenmare. And on the next Basketball Monthly from the weekend after next, extensive highlights of the Schools Cup finals, also the victory for the Irish Super League over the British Basketball League that was in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago. And at 10:30 tonight on this channel, we got game looking back at the 1980s basketball excitement in Ireland when it was the sexiest sport of all. And it still is. Most extensive TV coverage of Irish basketball in 11 years.
It's absolutely great to see on a weekly basis, to see those games. It's really, really helping develop the game.
Hope a lot of these are becoming household names for you now. There will be a few dark households this evening, though, with cats being kicked. So we're resuming from the sideline, and with Sarah McGorry. Can they hold on to the advantage, UL Huskies? By the end of the first quarter last year, certainly by half-time, we knew that victory was just about theirs, but nothing assured here. 6 minutes to go. Rachel Clancy having a magnificent final. 6 on the shot clock left. They have to go for it now. Michelle Fahy goes for it. Doesn't get it. Rebounds away. Underneath was Sarah McGorry. It's a blue ball.
It's a foul by Mary Breen.
It's her second of the game. 1 team foul each. Actually, that'll be a second, which has just gone up on the big screen. 2 against Montenotte Glanmire, 1 against UL. 5:52 to go. 7-point lead, maybe more. Clancy, it's been her night so far, though it's not been utterly perfect. So trying to set the assist up for McGorry. Couldn't get it in. Played back by Galvin. Advertising hoardings all over the place.
3-on-1 here.
Nobody matters about that.
Great.
It's going in from Mary Breen. Bodies being firmly put on the line and put on the deck. And it is a 5-point game. Huskies having their lead trimmed away. 5.5 to go.
Rachel Clancy has been outstanding here tonight on the boards. Not only shooting, but following in and rebounding her own shot.
Nail-biting stuff, whether you're James Weldon or not. Here's Van der Waal taking on Niamh Dwyer. Van der Waal short 4. Louise Galvin has support inside from Sarah McGorry. Instead has come out to Rachel Clancy. And Van der Waal needed precise fingers that time. And it just slipped out of her grasp. 5 points, 5 minutes to go. It is well in the balance in the 30th Cup final. Anya McKenna had significant support from Gráinne Dwyer. Not once but twice. She's still there. Played inside towards Mary Breen. Couple of field goals tonight. Canada level to the tally. 3-point game. And she's knocked her own colleague over. Bacic in the process when she scored. 7 points for Mary Breen. 55 plays 52. It's ending out across that. Van der Waal has scored an absolute stunker. 3 points for Van der Waal. She's up to 22, and that's coming at precisely the right time. They finally have a 3-pointer, and it comes with 4.5 minutes to go.
Unbelievable. Van der Waal's absolutely outstanding player here tonight, both ends of the court.
4.5 minutes remaining. That has doubled the advantage from 3 points to 6. Timing is everything in sport. In this game too, UL are getting the right timing here. Van der Waal has another try from impossible angles. Gráinne Dwyer gets another rebound. That is her 10th of the night. She's got a double-double now, but she wants to get the score, wants to get the rebound. She'll do everything she can. Well, she got 3 rebounds in a row there. And she has got a foul in her favour. Holding. And attempts from the free throw line are on the way.
Dwyer there, unbelievable. Great, absolutely great rebounding.
Second foul against Michelle Fahy. Gráinne Dwyer, 18 points tonight. Oodles of rebounds, beyond 10, easily on a dozen-ish. 19 points for her. This 4:20, this to make it a 4-point game, and it is. It's really edge of the seat time now. 4 minutes remaining. 4 points between them. 7 between them with 7 minutes to go it was. As the minutes tick down, so does the gap. Overtime is beginning to beckon feverishly. Here's Louise Galvin, offense travelling. It's a Glanmire ball.
Bacic is doing great defense on Michelle Fahy. She's not letting the ball get in there. So it's really, UL are having to change up the offense there. They depend on hitting Fahy to cut off her.
What a game. This is Anya McKenna, shot for Gráinne Dwyer. This is Tamicha Bacic. Bacic back. Really thought about a 3 there, didn't she, Marie Breen? But instead came in, tried to get the 2, and that is a foul, and that is a 13th foul in this final quarter against Limerick. First foul against Sarah McGorry, who has contributed in this final, the Pennsylvanian, to the free throw line. Breen with 7 points, having a good final. This to bring her up to her season average if she gets both. But personal boasts are meaningless at this stage. Only thing that matters is to win. But she missed the second. She's on 8 points now. It's 58-55. 3 between them. 3.5 minutes to go. Here goes Louise Galvin. It's definitely following a pattern. This is Rachel van der Waal. Inside to Michelle Fahey.
And again.
Oh, you beauty.
That partnership between them, it's unbelievable every time.
Pure telepathy. Anya McKenna inside. This is Batchich here. Batchich goes for it. The angle was never away. She got the rebound. Couldn't get the scoring though with her back to the basket. And there's holding, and it's against Batchich. That'll be a second foul against her. 3 team fouls against Huskies so far, and now 3 against Glanmire. And that's actually been called against Marie Breen. It's her 3rd foul of the night, according to the officials.
That's a foul on Batchett. That puts her...
Second foul against her now, for certain. Nobody really in foul trouble from a Glanmire point of view. There's still 4 fouls against Aoife McDermott, who is now back on and looking for it from van der Waal. 14 left on the shot clock. This is Michelle Fahey. Fahey going in for it, and the block by Niamh Dwyer. 4. Well, that's actually the 5th foul, isn't it, in this final quarter, which means we go to the line mandatorily now, and that'll be a 2nd foul against Niamh Dwyer tonight. 2:42 to go, 5 points between them, and from here on in, a foul by Glanmire, and Huskies go to the line, and they're doing it here with one of their own of years past, Michelle Fahey, who has missed the first. 5-point game, cup final night, the biggest game of the year, a full house, and she's got it. 13 points to Michelle Fahey, but there's been nothing unlucky about her performance. It's been pure style and quality.
Absolutely. Just the way she picks off those passes to van der Waal as well, on top of her scoring this evening.
Niamh Dwyer in for Batchich, who was surrounded. Here's Gráinne Dwyer, who's having the match of her match of her life, but it's in for Marie Breen, and the rebound is now on double figures. Well, she's having an absolutely storming final quarter, Marie Breen. She's now up to 10 points, 4 between them, 2:13 to go. This is van der Waal, support from Michelle Fahey again. Van der Waal on the overlap. Also there is Louise Galvin. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Van der Waal had a look. Now it's 5. Now it's 4. Van der Waal steps inside for the 2-point shot. Misses. Rebound though. Opportunity gathered by Aoife McDermott.
That last basket by Breen, that tip-in was crucial. Really will have turned this game around. 4-point game.
117 seconds to go. Anything from here is possible. Anything can happen. Anything will happen. This is Tamicha Babic, and it's the foot of Michelle Fahey that intercedes, and out it rolls. Here's Marie Breen, and it's long for the outstretched arm of Batchich. Batchich on the turn, looking to score. Would have made it a 2-point game. It is still a white ball. 99 seconds to go.
That was a super pass into Batchett there from the guard.
Frantic gesticulating from James Weldon down below. Looking for calmness, looking for firm defence, but there's nobody calm inside this stadium. Gráinne Dwyer has to go. Van der Waal gets the rebound.
UL ball again.
.94 seconds to go. Well, he had to drive through the snow and the hail and the frost and the ice to get up to training to Limerick every night this week as James Weldon. The weather obviously hitting very hard in the southwest, but nothing would stop him, and he's determined that nothing will stop UL here. They've Kieran Shannon helping out with their psychology work, the long-standing journalist who now mainly majors in psychology, on the bench, help them a lot. They need all the steely determination here. Glanmire needs scores. They ain't getting them. Rebound. Bacic goes, doesn't get it. There's the steal. Wrested away by Louise Galvin. And it's Aoife McDermott to score it. And McDermott has reached double figures. She's on 10 points. It's a 6-point game. 63-57 with 78 seconds to go.
That's about the fourth time we've seen McDermott go basket to basket. Absolutely superb.
Times of major absolute tension. And the boys of Neptune and the UL Eagles are watching intently from near their dressing rooms to see who's going to win this. 6 points between them. Did you see any squiggles there? Could you decipher any hieroglyphics?
I think they're starting to pick off better shots, so she just wants them to stay wider and just make some space inside for Bacic.
6 points between them, 79 seconds to go in the 2013 Cup Final, and it's been the classic we knew and anticipated it would be. 4 times UL Huskies have won the Cup before. Glanmire have done it twice, and those here from FIBA Europe better having a fun all night. Short back into play by Grania Dwyer. Good stern play by Mary Breen, but that had to go in, and it didn't, and Bacic was coming in on the back and couldn't get it home. 72 seconds, 6 points between them. Rachel Clancy, storming game, long for Van der Waal, who always is storming games, contributing 24 points tonight, and inside to Fahey to score. No, she doesn't. Well, that might just have got 90% of the way to clinching, and instead it's a long one which has come in from Grania Dwyer, which has missed it. Brought away again by Rachel Clancy, and the foul against Mary Breen, and that's going to the line therefore.
Yeah. The quick foul there just so UL can get possession.
Given against Niamh Dwyer, third foul against her tonight, so 6-point game, 7-point game in by Rachel Clancy, who's now scored 11 points tonight. 4 players have gone into double figures tonight for the Huskies, and Clancy goes further into the black. 12 points for her. It's an 8-point advantage with 49 seconds to go. Looking so good for the holders, the Huskies here. 6-year gap they bridged in winning the Cup last year, went on to do the double for the first time, and now aiming to do it yet all over again. The double for the third time it was, but it's all about the Cup tonight. Clancy, 30 seconds to go, 8-point game, and the intercession of Amanda O'Regan it was, so we're heading back towards the line again, and that's a second foul against Amanda O'Regan here. Have the Huskies done enough?
Yes, I think so. I think they're playing very smart at this stage. They're just slowing the ball down, passing it round, running down the shot clock at this stage with 28 seconds left.
Michelle Fahey misses the first. Asking a lot of Glanmire here. Get the rebound, get it long. Already in position is Amanda O'Dwyer. If things don't go well here, but they have. Fahey scores her second. She's on 14 points now. 9-point game, time for Glanmire to move it. Bacic need to get scores, and that's missed, and the rebound is claimed by Aoife McDermott. 19.5 seconds to go, 9-point advantage. Starting from the baseline again will be Aoife McDermott.
That puts Clancy on the line again. Clancy's had an absolutely super game here tonight and just shown she's one of the best shooters in the league.
In waded Amanda O'Regan. It's a third foul against her, and the Huskies are on the way to glory now. All Glanmire can do is foul. So from the line, Clancy, 13 points now. The scoring contributions have been superb right across the board. Here, her second shot from the free throw line. It's a 10-point game with 17 seconds to go. Rebound claimed by Gráinne Dwyer. Dwyer trying to go all the way, misses. Rebound played by Aoife McDermott, and Vanderbilt, quite apt that she should end up with the ball, has been fouled. I think it's Dwyer again. It is. Fourth foul against Niamh Dwyer. We're going back to the line, but we were in a situation, well, perhaps they could have just let Vanderbilt get on with it, get the last score. It's 11 points now. Van der Waal has scored 25, 68-57. 25 points for Van der Waal, now becomes 26 points for Van der Waal. She's had another fantastic night, and Glanmire fell away towards the end. I think that was a foul, marginally, by Aoife McDermott, and it's a fifth. Aoife McDermott says goodnight. But she will be walking away with the winner's medal. I think we can be pretty assured of that now. Fourth team foul in this quarter against UL. 3.9 seconds.
There was 12 points between these teams last year, and it looks like it's going to be the same again tonight.
Here goes Niamh Dwyer.
No, it's not.
Right at the end, she scores to make it a 10-point game. But that is very much done because the Huskies have retained their title. They are cup winners for a fifth time, and the 2012 double winners retain the cup again. 69 points to 59. 26 points for Rachel Van der Waal, 14 for Michelle Fahey, 13 Rachel Clancy, 10 for Aoife McDermott, who was fouled out right at the end, but they were once more worthy winners, Breda.
Absolutely worthy winners. Congratulations to the UL Huskies. Glanmire put up a very, very good fight. Just UL Huskies, they're a really tough defense to break.
The Huskies stayed cool. They have won the cup for the fifth time, and they have retained the trophy in brilliant style. A real thriller, only determined in the closing minutes. Only 3 points behind them with 3 minutes to go, but leading the way, Michelle Fahey and Kathy Grant. They will get their hands on the cup that cheers shortly.
UL Huskies are the new champions, beating Team Montenotte Hotel Cork by 10 minutes, 10 points. Connor, was it everything that you expected to be?
Yeah, I thought it was an absolutely brilliant game. There was a lot of class on both sides. Montenotte did a great job keeping it close, but UL certainly deserved it. They were absolutely fantastic, so a great game.
Were the star players that you spoke about earlier, do you think that they did their jobs?
Yeah, Rachel Van der Waal, Michelle Fahey, those sort of players are absolutely fantastic. They came up with so many big scores. Like, for a good example, in the fourth quarter when Montenotte got it back to 3, and it was Rachel Van der Waal who answered with a big 3 herself right back. It was Michelle Fahey who then found Rachel Van der Waal for the next basket. So those sort of plays are what the big players do in the fourth quarter, and it was absolutely brilliant. You're seeing some clips here. It's Rachel Clancy who had a great game, knocking down a couple of shots, but there's Michelle Fahey working in the high post right into Rachel Van der Waal. That's one of the examples that we had. Michelle Fahey is absolutely brilliant in the high post, and any young player who's watching should watch it. Rachel Van der Waal then knocking down a mid-range jump shot again.
Connor, he reminded me of you got your prediction wrong. What do you think was a major difference between the two sides?
Yeah, I thought Glanmire had a better shot. I might have fallen foul of underestimating UL's defence. They're absolutely fantastic. They were able to shut them down with their 1-3-1 zone and make Montenotte shoot outside shots a lot. Then on offence, they were able to just move the ball through Michelle Fahey and Rachel Van der Waal, as I said. As we're seeing on the clips again, that Michelle Fahey at the high post is really, really difficult to stop. She's able to orchestrate the whole offence. So just fantastic stuff from UL.
And it's over to Will for the presentation.
So now for the presentations for the 2013 Cup. And really, in the end, Breda, it was a match very much to savour, I guess, in the end. It was tight all the way, and ultimately, I guess, last 3 minutes, the right people came to the fore for them.
That's right. I just think the combination of Fahy and Van der Waal, they really hurt the Glanmire defence. Both, you know, Michelle feeding Van der Waal as she cut at the centre on a couple of occasions really sealed it for them.
Thanks for your efforts tonight. Back to Ulster Rockets then for the rest of the season.
Okay, thanks very much, Will.
Thanks. Best of luck for the rest of the campaign. Breda Dick, Ulster Rockets, hoping to rocket up the table. They're not too far away from the top four, really. So the losing medals, first of all, going to Glanmire, who were game ladies tonight, and they're being presented by the chair of the CSC, Margaret Miley. Well, Grosvenor had a fantastic game, a double-double for her, 20 points. I think something like a dozen rebounds in the end for her, but a runners-up medal, which she very swiftly took off. Niamh Dwyer, always the star basketballer. Not a bad commentator either. But tonight, not her night. Well, they've had quite a few losing finals the last 3 years, and they are working hard to try and reverse that. This is the one that everybody wants, but it's going to be Limerick's again. Just didn't contribute enough points across the board. There were 20 for Grosvenor Dwyer, 15 for Tomitza Bacic, 10 for Mary Breen and 9 for Niamh Dwyer. But apart from that, 5 from Anya McKenna, and that was that. UL had more scorers, more heavier scorers, and further in double points. Medal for the coach, Andrea Congreaves. Gold medals are all that any coach worth their salt would crave. So now the winning team medals, they'll be presented by Maeve Caffola of the Women's Senior Clubs Committee. Here come the giant captains, Michelle Fahy and Kathy Grant. Gold medals for them yet again. And for Michelle Fahy, it is her 5th Cup triumph, 3 with Glanmire, the 3 in a row, 07, 08, 09. And now 2 for UL. Catherine Fahy, who was a Glanmire-ite herself, under 20 Cup winning captain in 07. On for a bit, decent game. Anya Staunton. It's now her 5th Cup medal with UL. Go with 1 Super League crown. Loretta Marr, Aoife McDermott fouled out right at the end but scored 10 points. And Sarah McGorry, who's come to Irish basketball from the States, high scored in the semi-final, comes away with a glorious winner's medal here. We have the MVP to be chosen also. Do you reckon it was Rachel Van der Waal?
The trophy will be presented by Mr. Richard Lowry, Senior Director of Moncton. And this MVP has been chosen by our judges and media personnel. And the winner is, wearing the colours of the Euro Huskies, she scored 14 points. This is the second round, Michelle!
14 points to Michelle Fahy, and MVP in the final. Receives the golden basketball from Richard Lowry, the sales director of Moulton. A glorious night for her, but it's not over yet. There's one more prize to get. Please don't try and bounce that. But it is ultimately always a team effort, and we saw that from them last year, that tremendous double, their 3rd. Oh, you actually can bounce, so that's okay. But here comes the cup to be presented by FIBA Europe's President Ulfa Rappersson and Jerry Kelly, the President of Basketball Ireland. Limerick's ladies have done it again. They've retained the cup. 5th time a charm. Cool and calm, the Huskies take the cup again. Shannonside Glory 2013. Can anyone stop them? Well, it was so tight with so little time left, and yet they put the foot on the pedal with 150 seconds to go, kept on scoring, and the UL Huskies have done it again. They've won the Women's Super League Cup for 2013.
Great scenes of celebration there from the UL ladies. Conor, you saw Michelle Fahey getting her trophy there for the MVP. How big a role does she play today?
She's absolutely huge for her team. She plays great defense on one end, and then she facilitates the offense really well. A lot of their offense goes through the high post. When she got the ball in the low post, she was able to score at will against Bacich. So it's the 2nd year in a row now in the final that she's come up with an MVP performance, and you just can't say enough about how good she is. She's kind of one of the treasures of Irish basketball.
Will Clonmara be disappointed with their performance, or were they just beaten by a better team?
No, I don't think they can be too disappointed. I'm sure when they're going into the change room now, they're going to kind of be looking back and saying that they wish they hit a few more shots. But I think they put in a dogged effort. Grania Dwyer was absolutely fantastic. She had 20 points, 10 rebounds. She fought hard. All the girls fought hard. Like, the fact that they only lost by 10 points to a team of that good, and they were in it until 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, says a lot about the Glanmire team as well as the UL team.
We saw 2 great runs from UL. One at the start of the 1st quarter. We saw 2 great runs by UL. One at the start of the 3rd quarter and one at the start of the 4th quarter. Were they the turning points?
Yeah, they were really big. The one at the start of the 3rd quarter was quite crucial, especially mentally, because as we said at halftime, Montenotte came back at halftime down in UL in the league and came back and won. So to come out at the start of the 2nd half and have a good start and to kind of build up a lead was really important. And then at the start of the 4th quarter, it reopened up the gap right when Montenotte were coming back. Rachel Clancy hit a shot at the end of the 3rd quarter, and then Van der Waal hit a shot at the start of the 4th quarter, and that was a really important 5-point swing.
After the break, we have some pre-match analysis for the men's Super League National Cup final.